Hello guys and welcome to the first ever episode on this channel. Huzzah! Finally! Whew, we can actually start a series on this channel. So, before we begin, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Doctor Mischief and alongside Crystal Zar, we are going to be delivering a mobile game series on this channel. I'm actually glad to be here with you guys, bringing you people commentaries on mobile games I very much enjoy. So one of those games is Marvel Future Fight. Future Fight is something I've been doing for quite a while now, but I've never really taken it in all its complexity. But today, and in the succeeding days, hopefully we can all appreciate this game in its entirety. Now, this will be an ongoing series of Future Fight episodes, either of gameplay, testing out teams or characters, feedback, or maybe even update reviews. So be sure to tune in every day to check out the latest videos I will be making. So for today, we will not be playing the game. We won't quite be playing the game for now, and instead we'll actually take a look on the latest speculated update. I thought to myself, what's the best way to start a series? And then it hit me, an update review. So without further ado, let's hop on in and check the latest speculated update. Alright, so if we focus our attention on screen, on this website, we will be featuring an article on productreviews.net. Now, I know before you react, I'd like to acknowledge that this is not an official update yet. It's just speculation on what it's about to be. Now, I feel like we should tackle this because it's really important for the game, noting how the previous version, or the current version, 2.9.5, will be the next step, or rather the first step to the next era, which is version 3.0. Now, these speculated updates will kind of foresee where Netmarble's trying to dance along in terms of updates and where the game's headed for the next era. So, it's really important to take into account why they're doing this and try to see what to expect. So, let's skip this intro and check over here. So, as noted here, a lot of players are hoping that Netmarble adds more ways to decrease the amount of time needed to grind content, which is why you'll be pleased to hear that recent updates have been quality of life improvements designed to speed up daily tasks. So basically, this update is to it looks like we may have our first information on this next update, 3.0, introducing a new mode called Alliance Domination or Alliance Conquest. Now, this came from a Reddit user, QFUW, I don't know how to pronounce that, Kafa, anyway. So, it's basically that Marble's trying to plan something big with Alliance mode. So, if you guys don't already know, but I'm pretty sure you guys know, everyone who's part of an Alliance knows this. When you go to Alliance Info, there's stuff like Alliance Challenge, Alliance Store, Alliance Arena. When you go to Alliance Arena, there's this thing called New Content. And it's been speculated for a while on what this is, and it seems like it's going to be Alliance Domination or Alliance Conquest. So, you guys may be wondering, what is this Alliance Domination thing? It's relatively new, and it could provide a lot of potential game modes. Now, we don't know the exact details yet, but leaks inside the code suggest that this mode is going to reward players with Alliance Memento, Alliance Store XP, and also Alliance Points. Now, this is really important because this game mode makes it easier to receive stuff like Memento, Store XP, and such. So, this actually a game changing because literally if you have easier methods to achieve these things, you don't have to grind like gold, you don't have to spend too much gold, and gold is like a really scarce resource. So if they promote a method that allows you to get Memento without converting gold, or XP without converting gold or donating, then many players would find it easier to improve their store's XP. So you can get stuff like tokens, those EXP boosters, or whatever. But I guess most people just really go for those biometric selectors. So now, this is all that this site features. But let's actually go to the main site on Reddit from this user. Now, so this user basically data mined the game, and he found some very interesting stuff. So let's break it down from the beginning. Now, so first bullet point is, it's a new game mode, which was mentioned earlier, Alliance Domination or Alliance Conquest. Now, I guess the real name's Alliance Conquest. So Alliance Domination is just the codename. So what is this basically? So there's this thing called like domination time, which is 120,000 seconds. I don't want to do the math on how many hours that is or minutes, but it says here combat time starts at 00 minutes and ends at 30 minutes of every hour. So I guess this is an hourly thing that only lasts for 30 minutes. So at least you get some hints on what it looks like. But let's check out this next bullet point, which is 13 areas. So let's take notes on the names. So the first one's Burning T'Chaka. I'm not sure, but I think T'Chaka's T'Challa's dad. So it's Black Panther's dad's name. So maybe we're going to have an area somewhere located in Wakanda, like Mount Kanda, Jata, Zana. They sound like African names. Necropolis, I have no idea what that is. Maybe I should do more research on it. But take note of these names: Bashenga, Sayan, Tranquility Temple. These all sound like African locations. So there's starting point 1, starting point 2. Maybe this starting point 1 from Mount Kanda all the way to Tranquility Temple. Maybe that's like the first stage, you know. And then when you get on to the next stage, it's Burn-in Azaria and the Alkama Fields. And starting point 3, there's nothing really under that. So let's take a look at the next bullet point. Attack reward is Alliance Memento. So every 10 attacks rewards 10 Alliance Memento, up to 90 Alliance Mementos from 90 attacks. So I guess the maximum number of attacks is 90 attacks, but every 10 attacks rewards 10 Alliance Memento. So I think it's some sort of alliance thing, like your entire alliance attacks. So if there's like, I think the maximum members in alliance like 50. So if everyone attacks like 10 times, that's more than enough to reach 90 attacks to get 90 alliance mementos. Now, I guess this is an easier way because if the attacks are relatively easy and it's something you can do on autoplay, then it's really easy to get alliance memento. So you don't need to like convert gold, donate like 1 million gold every day, and like convert it again and again. So although alliance memento is not new, it's already been discovered in blah 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 previous patch. So it is an alternative resource other than gold to donate your alliance and raise its stars level. So since we're getting another avenue to like achieve or like receive 10 alliance memento or alliance memento for that matter, it should be easier to develop your like alliance store. Now, why is it important to develop your alliance store? Like what mentioned earlier, if you develop your alliance store like with XP, I guess like once you reach level 3 or something, you get the better stuff like biometric selector. So it helps the entire alliance because it makes tier 2ing really easy. Because if you get biometric selectors from what is that called, Shadowlands, and with this thing too from the store, it should be easier to tier to a lot of characters. So it makes returning players or veteran players a rather easier time for tier 2ing stuff or basically unlocking characters. And for new players, it's also easy if you join like a high level alliance with really good alliance store level. It should be easy to get new characters such as Loki and stuff. Now, Occupy reward is also Alliance Memento. 2 minutes of occupation reward rewards 10 Alliance Mementos, 3 minutes 20 Alliance Mementos, up to 11 minutes 100 Alliance Mementos. So, I don't know what an Occupy reward is, but I think the term we should focus on is Occupy. So, I guess you can imagine this thing when you're dominating an alliance. Maybe it's like there's a map or something, and like you take over the other alliance's base, which really interesting if you think about it. It's some kind of like Clash of Clans thing going on there when you like take over, like it's like an alliance war, clan war, and you like dominate the entire map. So I guess if you occupy like one of these places, like this previous mentioned place, like if you occupy that for like a certain amount of time, you get alliance memento. So that's another way to get alliance memento. So I guess imagine if you like have an opponent alliance and you attack them, so you get alliance mementos, and then you occupy it and you get mementos too. So I guess it goes up to 11 minutes, which is 100 alliance mementos. So if you attack 90 times for 90 alliance mementos, and then you occupy like a base for 11 minutes, so you get 100 alliance mementos, so that's 190 already. Now, I'm not sure if this is like per member or per alliance, but I guess if it's per member, that increases exponentially. But for now, let's just assume that it's per alliance. So 100 alliance mementos per alliance, to be shared among the members, of course. Now, the next bullet point, rank rewards for top 3. Not sure if it refers to top 3 alliance or top 3 individuals. I guess they'll have a system for alliances and individuals, so like you can rank up more on alliance mementos. And you get alliance XP, 30,000, 20,000, and 10,000 for first, second, and third respectively. Alliance Store XP. So I don't think this does much. 3k, 2k, 1k, and gold. 3 million, 2 million, 1 million. So it's not really that relevant. It's like some additional frosting to your like cake or something. And I guess 3 million is not that bad if you want to like donate them again to your alliance to further boost your XP. Now, I guess there's not much things to see here, but the last bullet point shows us quite a lot of like keywords from the data mining. So I guess let's just speculate on what they are. So Alliance Conquest rank. I guess when you like dominate other alliances or try to invade, you get rankings just like in timeline battles and stuff. So I guess this is another way to like see the alliance rewards for you, like a top alliance or top individual. Now you also have domination rank and domination rating point. I guess for domination rank, it's like how well you dominate, you get like domination rating points, and you increase your domination rating points to get domination rank. Now it's unclear whether you can just like when it's like villain siege, when you just uh use these attacks, or you need energy. If you need energy, that kind of sucks because you still have to wait for energy and stuff like that. But I guess it doesn't really harm that much. It's just take note how it's a rating point, so it's kind of like a timeline, no, a villain siege when you can just invade and like get rating points or need energy. So let's move on. Not applied to Conquest yet. Only alliance leaders can apply for Conquest. So time left to apply. Blah 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 blah. So an only alliance leaders can apply for Conquest. So I think they're really trying to go for that like alliance war thing now. For example, like if you guys play Clash of Clans, like I guess leaders can only start clan war or something like that, or maybe if you're a member. So I guess what they're doing here is like the same thing, except only alliance leaders can apply for Conquest. So if you're in alliance with a really inactive leader, I guess you just should like leave that alliance and find a more active one. So I guess what this entire update's trying to do in general, like from what we've seen so far, is the fact that they're trying to make alliances a bigger thing. They're trying to make alliance a more active role in the game, which is really interesting because it promotes that camaraderie between players. Hopefully they like introduce stuff like donating biometrics to other members, or maybe gold, maybe even crystals, right? That would be cool. Now, the borders also on Conquest score, standing by for the Conquest, time left until Conquest. So yeah, it's like that clan war thing in Clash of Clans where they show you like prep time. Oh, and then here the Conquest has begun. Enter the Conquest now. So stage end. So like here, I think it's here. Yep. So there's like starting points. Maybe these are like stages and stuff. So area info. So like the previous things we mentioned over here. Defense info. So that's interesting. So I guess you don't just attack. You also get to defend. So that's cool. It's like once again that Clash of Clans kind of vibe when you attack the opponent and you also have to defend. You get like 3 stars. Maybe for the same thing, you attack an opposing alliance member and like you get to see their team, so you can prep what you want to attack. And I guess defending members over here shows what members. Maybe it's the player. I'm not sure, but if it's an alliance, maybe they'll pick like the top 10 players to defend, and then those players pick their like team to set up as a defense. Or maybe everyone gets to defend and you just pick like, oh, I'll use this team of like Team Pim to defend, or maybe like Captain America team with Sharon Rogers. So that's interesting mechanic. So there's 3 defenders. I'm not sure if this is 3 like players per alliance or 3 characters per player per alliance. So I guess it ranks up. So there's attacking members too. So there's like squad 1, squad 2. I guess it goes up until like squad 3 or something. So after a successful attack, the selected character will be switched to defense. So I don't know how this mechanic will work, but I guess after you attack, like for example with Team Pim, with Giant Man, Ant-Man, and Yellow Jacket, a selected character will be switched to defense. So maybe it's optional, but if it's required, I don't know how that'll work. It's pretty iffy, and it's quite unclear right now, but it's open to speculation now. You can change your defense characters before the battle begins, so that's quite interesting. So if you see that you have undeveloped characters on defense, you can like swap them out for better characters. So another thing we need to take note is, what if you set up a team for defense? Will you be able to attack? I'm guessing you can't. Or maybe you can after you attack. You can just swap him out and put him in defense. Or maybe it's that villain siege type when if you use it, you can't use it anymore. But there's like tickets that can make you use it again. So yeah, it's interesting to like think about. So defense units change characters. So yeah, you can change your characters. Support requested. So apparently with this, it shows us how you can ask support from your teammates, from your alliance member, mates, whatever you want to call them. So that's interesting because for new players, they can enter this type of game mode in the game without really having that much repercussions or being left out, because higher members can support them through support requests, and this is really interesting mechanic because it can boost up new players to kind of promote the new game mode that they're going to introduce. So this attack success, attack fail. So Conquest rewards can be found in your inbox. So I guess you get rewards for attacking, which is interesting because if you keep attacking, you get more rewards. So hopefully they're gold, energy, maybe even biometric selectors. Who knows? It's not too like exponential or too wild to like suspect these updates. Now, time over. So I guess there's time limitations as well. So you can't just like sit there and just expect your team to fight. So you have not cheered. So you can also cheer for alliance in insufficient alliance level. Oh, so your alliance has to be at a specific level for these things. I'm not sure if it's the entire like aspect of domination or conquest that requires an alliance level, but hopefully that isn't the case because new alliances won't be able to participate, and that kind of sucks. Like, imagine if you're a new alliance and you can get EXP from these things, it would be a major thing. But if they're like nerfing that concept and just putting like a level cap, I don't know how that will apply to new alliances. So calculating ranks, so there's also those ranks. So application time. So I guess the leader, when he runs out of times or something, what was that earlier? Oh yeah, when you apply for a conquest, your time can run out or something. So I guess you have to be really active for these types of things. So once again, if your alliance is really inactive, I think now's the time to like find a more active alliance. So ranks, application, eliminate everyone on the defending side to conquer an area. So I guess this is the major point of this entire data mining uh, post. So eliminating everyone means like total domination. So I guess that's what the alliance domination is about. So for example, you have side A and side B, and side A attacks everyone and defeats everyone on side B. Then I guess side A conquers the area. So imagine an entire map of like players from all the way from side Z, or maybe like 10 players, 10 alliances, 20 alliances in an area, and you get basically dominate the entire area if you conquer all sides. And to conquer a side, you have to defeat everyone on that side. So for example, an alliance has like only 3 members, and you take them all out. That's pretty easy. But I guess the way they'll match make these things, which is another thing to think about, like how does the matchmaking work? Is it by alliance level or by alliance members? So that's something nice to take note of. And so yeah, it's kind of like that war thing when you go on and attack other alliances, attack their players, and defend. So I guess there's also a limit to the number of attacks you can make. I think it's limited to like 10 because earlier it says here every 10 attacks. So I guess it's 10 attacks per like member. So you should like save up and make sure you have the best characters to take on the defending side. Now, Alliance Conquest, Conquest maps. Conquest has concluded, moving to main lobby. So yeah, it's kind of like that co-op play, but with your entire alliance. So another thing here is, this area cannot be conquered. This area is under protection. So there's this concept called protection. Maybe it's like that thing in Clash of Clans once again. I'm sorry if I'm quoting Clash of Clans too much, but it kind of seems a lot like Clash of Clans. Under protection, maybe if an area has just been attacked, you can't attack it again to like notify the player who got attacked to like set up again defense or something. So it's kind of like a shield, which is not that bad because it for like stronger alliances, they don't just like dominate and dominate. So they have to wait a certain amount of time, which is nice on that balancing type of level. And there's stuff like defense info, so I guess you can view who you're going to attack, what characters they have, an attack area. So I guess there's like that common ground where you can attack and set defense. Maybe you can like set up your defense or something. So this parenthesis over here, caution, nothing listed here is confirmed or finalized. Everything is subject to change before they are published. So I guess that's the entire data mining site, or like a Reddit site. So that's all we have for now. But I guess that's enough to speculate on where this next update is going. So what have we learned today? What we learned today is there's this thing called like that clan war thing in Clash of Clans, but for alliances, where you can fight other alliances, you can attack, you can defend, you can have like shields apparently, and you get rewards. So what does this have to do with the game? So this not only promotes a more active role for alliances and alliance members, but it also promotes another avenue for these rewards. So it's again another reward mechanic. You can earn more rewards, and at the same time, it's an entirely new aspect of the game to explore. Like they're adding more gameplay, which is really interesting because it's really new. So I want to hear what you guys think about this speculated update. Hopefully, it could be implemented like this or maybe even better. So I want to know in the comments below, what do you think of this update? What do you think Netmarble should improve on? Is this gameplay mechanic amazing? Does it suck? What do you think? Alright, so without further ado, it's time to end this episode. So thanks for watching. I'm Doctor Mischief once again, and thank you for watching this first episode of Marvel Future Fight. So if you like what you see, don't hesitate to like, subscribe, leave comments down below. Thanks. Peace.